Hey guys, and welcome back to Gap Grace Point Online. Just a reminder that we're in the middle of our Compassion and Justice Month called Just Us, as we see how God is calling us as His people to compassion and justice and caring for the people and the world around us. So let's have a look at today's theme, which is Just Us and Giving. So over this series, we are looking at the same themes as the adult church, which means that it is great for you to be able to talk to your parents around what you learned and what they learned throughout the series. And so over Just Us and Giving today, we see that God has given each of us something that we can give and something that we can use in order to better and further His kingdom. And so each of us has that special something. It might be money, it might be a gift and talent, it might be something else. But today we explore what it is we have that we can give to others. So for today's story, we look at the parable of the bags of gold, which we find in Matthew 25, verse 14 to 30 in the NIV Bible. You can read the whole story for yourself, but pretty much what it speaks about is a man who gives 3 of his workers money when he goes away. To one of them, he gives 5 bags of gold. To another, he gives 2. And to the other one, he gives 1. And it says he gives it according to their abilities. We're not exactly sure what that means, but it's kind of like each of us having something different. Some of us have a little bit more money than others. Some of us seem to have more gifts and talents. Others have more clothes and toys. Each of us has something different. And so this man gave this money to his workers and he went off. When he came back, he was pleased to see that the worker he had given 5 bags of gold to had invested it and used it and had returned 10 bags of gold to him. And he says to him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Come and celebrate with me and share this celebration with me." The one with 2 bags suddenly had 4 bags and he was really happy, and he said the same thing to him. But the one who had only the 1 bag of money came back to his master and said, "Here is your bag back. This is the money that you gave me, and I was so scared that something would happen to it that I had buried it in the ground, but here it is back." The man became quite angry, and he said to him, "I gave you this so you could use it, and so I could get a better return for it when I came back." Now, I don't think he was angry about the fact that he had less money, but he was angry about the fact that he had given something to this worker, and he had done nothing with it besides hide it in the ground. In the same way, God has given each of us a special something that we can share with others, that we can use for God's kingdom. Some of us, it might be money, others it might be gifts and talents, others it might be old toys or clothes or ability to teach others. But each of us has been given something by God. But God wants us to use it. He doesn't want us just to keep it, hang on to it, hide it away, but to use it so that people will get to know Him and that His kingdom will be able to grow. We're going to have a look at the video together, which we find on YouTube. But what I'd like you to get out of this video is to see that the man who is giving in this video doesn't necessarily get more money back. He doesn't get more friends back. He doesn't get more things back. But he gets the joy and satisfaction of knowing that he's done what God asks him to do, knowing that he is helping other people along the way. He gets the emotions and the understanding that this is what God has called me to do and I'm being faithful. And then God says to us, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Come and celebrate with us."
เขาจะได้อะไรถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวันเขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลยไม่ได้รวยขึ้นไม่ได้ออกทีวี ไม่มีใครรู้จักไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้นเพราะสิ่งที่เขาได้คือได้แค่ความรู้สึกได้เห็นความสุขได้เข้าใจได้ความรักได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่าเดิมในชีวิตคุณอะไรคือสิ่งที่คุณต้องการมากที่สุด
So each of us has a challenge this week to look what our gifts and talents are. See what you can do and what abilities you have. See what extra things you have lying around that you're not using. Or maybe you have a little bit of extra money saved up that you would like to give to someone in need. But each of us has something to give, and that is our challenge for this week, to give and to use for God's kingdom what God has given to us. Our memory verse for today comes from the story that we've read, from Matthew 25 verse 21 in the NIV. His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share in your master's happiness." That's it from us here today at Gap Gracebond Online. But if you look in the comments below, there is a link that will take you to our Gracebond website where the resource is uploaded for you to use and engage with this week around the theme. Don't forget to join us again next week as we look at the last episode of our Compassion and Justice Just Us month, as we look at Just Us and hope. Bye guys, see you next week.